Hey Madden fans, thanks for checking out this video that we're posting between the Hawks and the Ravens. I'm just going to spend a couple minutes just to share with you my early impressions of the game so far. Our full review will go live on COG Connected on Friday. But for now, I'm just sharing with you some of my early thoughts, my early opinions on the game. I've probably spent about 20 to 30 hours with the game so far. And so far, I'm just disappointed. I mean, it's quite clear they could have called this the COVID edition because they had to have been hampered by development problems within the past 6 months, and it shows. This game so far, from what I'm playing right now, is full of bugs, it's full of glitches. Some are small, some are more significant than others. But above that is that it's far too similar to Madden NFL 20. I mean, this game feels far too the same. You could almost call this Madden NFL 20.2. It just doesn't feel like a new installment in the franchise at all. The big new mode that you get this year is called the Yard. That's the one that the EA Sports is heavily promoting. Yes, it's got microtransactions in it, which really blows. So not only do we have micros in MUT, we've got micros in the Yard now, which, that's just awesome. I know how much everybody loves microtransactions. So, I mean, on the surface, it's a cool mode. I mean, it's 6v6. You've got fancy, wacky uniforms. You got crazy plays. The games are super short, and they can be enjoyable. Did I like it? It wasn't for me. It's not quite my thing. Might it take off online with the Madden community? It could. There's a co-op mode where you can play with up to 2 friends and go against 3 others, which sounds pretty cool. But it's this arcade-style game that to me, that's not why I go to Madden. Maybe some others will. It's just not my thing, so I wasn't crazy about the new mode called the Yard. Face of the franchise is back. It's got that cheesy, predictable storyline. You see everything coming a mile away. You're forced to play through full high school and college games, which for some reason take an eternity, likely due to the clock, but I found myself selecting Chew Clock by the second quarter just so I could get through those games and speed up and finish the story. For some reason, the pacing of this story mode is a lot different from other Madden games where it just feels slower and feels much more of a grind. I could see myself playing through Face of the franchise once, and then that'll be it. I'll never come back to it again. With Madden Ultimate Team and the franchise mode, those 2 modes are back, and they are almost identical to Madden 20. It is scary how similar it is to Madden 20. I mean, even in the menu screens in franchise mode, when you see Pete Carroll, for instance, if you play with the Seahawks, you'll see Pete Carroll kind of wandering around his office, looking at his phone. He's sitting on his computer. It's an animation that we've all gotten used to, those that have sat and played franchise for any length of time. Well, in Madden 21, it's exactly the same. You get the same animations as you did in 20. Even the menu layout and the various screens, when you want to make a trade, pick up free agents, all of that is exactly the same, which is nice. You don't have to fiddle and try and figure out where everything is. But at the same time, come on, EA. Give me something new here. Franchise mode doesn't look like it's changed at all. Same with MUT. So far I'm disappointed. I just expected something new. Gameplay wise, which you'll see in this video between the Hawks and the Ravens, I found stretch plays in particular, outside runs, are a lot tougher this year. For whatever reasons, the linebackers and the DBs seem to move and close that outside gap pretty quick. Passing, I'm finding passing a little bit easier. It might not be evident in this video, although Russ had a couple nice passes. But overall, I'm finding the passing a little bit easier, certainly easier than running. Defense, I'm finding interceptions are a lot more difficult to pull off. A lot of the blitzes that worked in NFL 20 don't work nearly as effective in Madden NFL 21. I'm having a tougher time getting to the QB. When in Madden 20 I had a far easier time. And there's also a lot of fumbles so far. And I mean, a lot of it has to do when you're using the Seahawks, you're using Wagner, you're using Adams, who both jar that football loose pretty quickly and a lot. So it's not surprising that I am seeing a lot of fumbles, but I think in this game alone you'll see 4 or 5, which is far too many. So I'm sure that'll be adjusted along the way. So what do I think of Madden NFL 21? So far, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with some of the glitches I'm encountering, which you'll see a couple here. Pay attention to that halftime show. I don't know what the hell happened there. And then you'll see some odd little things happen along the way. Yeah, so, I'm sure this will all be updated with patches and fix some of these issues. But out of the box, out of the gate, when Madden NFL 21 launches, I think a lot of people are not going to be impressed. And, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. But I'll have more detail in my review. I'm going to play a lot more than I played so far. I'll have more detail in my review that's going to be released on Friday. And thanks for checking out this video, and thanks for listening to me. Enjoy the rest of this game.
Fielded in the end zone, and Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for Mark Andrews.
Two drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Returnable for Lockett. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
He'll find Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Seahawks. That's the end of the
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens, nothing.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing is Wilson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Incomplete.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Here's Carson. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
On 3rd down, it's Carson, and he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They only got got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to them. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Open is Olsen. He's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Jason Myers to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The MVP Lamar Jackson heading out again with his Ravens. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Complete.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Trey Flowers on the stop.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Down Ravens.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Mark Ingram, the Raven ball carrier. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the...
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. This time, Jackson will throw it. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 11 yards there, first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Baltimore.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The tackle made by Benson Mayowa.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second and 7. From the gun, Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. This one complete to Ingram.
Jackson's pass.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Gain of 7.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
It's 2nd down.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And going deep downfield for Boykin. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brent. It's caught at the 10. And all the way down to the 9. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Jackson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And Jackson throwing once more. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
Incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another.
And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. That's complete. It's Carson out of the backfield. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Wilson will throw again. And that will be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch or take the hit and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. They'll run the screen with Carson. Wilson. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
The keeper. Thrown away and incomplete. It's 4th down.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This from 54 yards away. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this 3rd quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Wilson now off the bootleg. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Disling. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On first down, Carson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, Brandon, I don't think they're making any secret of what they want to do right now. They want to control the clock, keep the ball away from the other team. You just wonder, did they start to shut it down a little bit too early? I think what they're counting on, though, if they continue to move the ball and get significant gains, their energy will stay high, and they won't go into hiding too quickly. When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, they trail by 3 scores. Look, they're not completely out of this, but it's sort of go time right now.
Yeah, and they knew that coming out after halftime, it was going to take a collective effort to get back into this ball game. The defense got the stop for them, so maybe that can get things started. Now the offense has to pick their game up as well. And if they can put a score on the board, hey, they could get back in it in a hurry.
The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. 2nd and 10. He's got it from Jackson, hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, got a good leadership and a good distributor. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Tackle made by Rasheem Green.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
1st down, Ravens.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Ingram. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Mark Ingram.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. He gets it to Brown, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 15-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 16-yard line.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now this time he'll look to throw. He can run for it, and Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. And they're going to come up empty here on 4th down.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down if they want to.
Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. Past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. Like they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
And he knocks it through. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdote.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down. Throwing again on second down. Jackson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Mark Andrews, a first-time Pro Bowler, the intended target. But now it'll be third down. Now Jackson from the gun on third down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Benson Mayowa with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Trey Flowers picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. On fourth down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, fourth down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 34. He gives it off to Carson. Earl Thomas, of course, a longtime member of these Seahawks and a founding member of their Legion of Boom, in on the tackle.
1 yard gain.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
Wilson
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Carson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Complete to Dorsett. That catch good for only a couple.
To Philip Dorsett. 2 yards on the pickup.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This a 33-yard attempt. So the victory here for Seattle, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their 1st half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the 1st half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.